Syracuse uses its first timeout here in the third set. Really the first time we've seen SU on its heels in this contest. And a big reason why is that Beatriz Alves has really come alive in this third set. She's not only racked up the kills, but also, of course, doing her thing as a helper as well.
Yeah, great setting, great serving. Look at that float. Just gets the baseline. Unbelievable. She's also had some great overs on two-touch. Look at that back set. There's a reason why she was a part of the U18 Brazilian national team that finished third place in the South American Champions. She's from a town in Brazil that's right between the cities of Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro. Obviously, when you think of Brazil, it's one of the great volleyball countries on the planet. And Alves might just be one of the most recent examples of a great player coming out of that hotbed. She's been on fire, and she's especially come alive in this third set, I believe. She's really kind of shown what she can do, not just setting the ball, but also on second touch. If she needs to get a kill, she certainly can. And she is up to 8 on the day.
Closing out on our first game of a pretty busy day here on ACC Network Extra. In just a couple of hours, we'll see Yale in action for the first time in the Syracuse tournament. They'll actually play twice today. SU will face them once again later on tonight at 7:30. And also, Polina Shimanova will be broadcasting a couple of games, taking a break from playing on the orange hardwood to broadcasting with my partner in crime today, Will Henschel. Syracuse with a point out of the break.
Well, if she's half as good at broadcasting as she is on the court, it should be one heck of a broadcast.
Back for her graduate season at SU, and she's spending it in the Newhouse School of Public Communications, the top journalism school in the nation. But she's still playing volleyball. Kuko goes airborne to keep a kill off the board. Now a free ball for SU. Hoffman up top for Shimanova, and she tips it over.
Oh, well, Hofstra was still playing that point like it was up, but that ball had definitely hit the ground at that point. And Shimanova, it was really smart to go to the dink there, because you just saw how good Kuko was with an unbelievable dig. And yeah, the pancake comes a bit too late. But a great dig by Kuko just before that. And so Shimanova says, I'm not going to send the ball in that direction because I've got probably the best libero, maybe even in the country, certainly in the CAA, but a smart move to go over the block and leave it short.
Syracuse trailing by 2. Looking to close things out in the women's building. The Orange 3-0 this season when leading 2-0. Alves up top for ball. Burt ready for it. Hoffman sets for Luckmanchuk from the back row. And Hofstra wins the rally. Ball tucks it in the back line.
That was almost certainly the best rally by both teams that we saw all game. Great play by Luckmanchuk, some phenomenal digs, but ultimately, oh wow, just threading the needle between the blocks.
Is Alyssa Burt supposed to be a little bit closer to that back line in that situation, because that kill found the seam in the back row there?
Yeah, it's tricky because it depends on what they're running with their front row defense. So you'll have some players, wow, no block put up on that one. That was impressive. But you'll have some players that'll play, if they're off the block in the front row, they'll play inside the 10-meter line, and some will play in the backcourt. That's a point that gets away from Syracuse.
A lot of open space in the back line. First time today that Hofstra has beat Syracuse to the 20 punch. Let's see if the Pride can close it out and force a set number 4. Wow, ball with a missile.
Hofstra has really taken control of this set, and it's a big reason why is Clara Ball, because she is just so explosive. If you give her the time and the space, she's not missing. And she puts that ball right at the foot of Victoria Luckmanchuk, and she can't even react to it in time. And that's how fast that ball is coming out of the hands.
Another Syracuse timeout. Hofstra coming out of nowhere and initiating here in the third set. But Syracuse still holding a 2-0 lead. The Orange looking to get back to 500 at 4-4. And a couple of more games, actually just one more game in the Syracuse tournament after this one. They've got Yale later on tonight at 7:30. Then they'll head down to the Dog Pound Challenge for a match with Bryant before getting into ACC play, starting with Boston College, Duke, and Wake Forest. I got to tell you what, you got to keep an eye on that Boston College squad. Off to a 7-0 start to the season. They've swept 5 different teams. So you want to start out with a cupcake in conference play, you're not going to get it with the Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles are coming to Syracuse with a fight. They sit atop the ACC. They probably should be getting some national votes, but they have not as of yet. And then immediately after, you have to take care of BC. You've got a few days later Duke, and then you're on the road at Wake and then at Virginia Tech later on. But it's such a tough start to the schedule. I mean, the non-conference schedule was nothing to sneeze at either.
No.
You had Charlotte, Kansas State, UCF, North Florida, all tough challenges for Syracuse. And now, I mean, you think you might have an opportunity to take your foot off the gas? No, sir, because you've got to take on, as it stands right now, an undefeated Boston College side that has not showed any signs of slowing down.
Syracuse picked to finish last in the ACC poll. Coach Bake and company looking to prove some people wrong, and could do that in a big way with a conference opening win against Boston College.
You get a few wins here in this tournament, start turning some heads on the Syracuse University campus. I would expect a packed house in the building when BC comes to town on Wednesday night.
Critical mistake from Hofstra out of the break, a service error. That's number 8 on the day for the Pride, and it gives Syracuse an opportunity to maybe go on a run. And the run starts. Clara Ball misfires with that shot. It landed out of play, and the Cuse is within 3.
That was a really lucky bounce for Syracuse because that ball traveled over the net so much, and then it just kind of flopped out of bounds. That was a dangerous leave. I believe it was Shimanova playing in the front row defense there. But that could have gone either way, and it's a point that Syracuse desperately needs. Again, back to within 3 points of Hofstra. Certainly, the set is not over, but they got to make up some ground very quickly without allowing Hofstra any more footholds.
Woodford on the serve again. Hofstra decides to keep it in play. Back row attack for the Pride, handled by Luckmanchuk. Woodford inside for Hughes. Got a great look, but sent it out of bounds.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Syracuse because it is a good look, and Hughes rarely misses from there. Just outside of the line. Kind of surprised that didn't get a touch anywhere.
Yeah.
Especially from those front 2 blockers, but
maybe a challenge here from Coach Bake because Kiera Kuko was right there and flailed that left arm at that shot. And Coach Ganasharatnam was 4 for 5 on challenges yesterday, perhaps trying to ride that hot hand here today.
Yeah, there were certainly 2 opportunities for the Pride to get a touch on this. You're right, at this point of the game, it's better to take the challenge than not. So you see her go up.
Maybe in the front line, there was a touch too. You see that?
I thought I saw, so that's Clara Ball, number 2 right there. I thought I saw her left hand go back. At least like her top fingers. That looked really close. This should be a good look. Gets up, that's the peak. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
that definitely takes a tip.
Maybe on the back end, too, if you keep an eye on Kuko. So you got double jeopardy here, if you will. Our ACC Network Extra crew doing a great job, as always, capturing all the angles. And that instant replay team and the instant replay technology have been very active in the last couple hours.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, wow. They've been unbelievable this whole week, capturing all the moments and making these challenges very easy. But how about Coach Bake? He should work for an NFL team in their review department. He's been on fire this weekend.
There's got to be somebody up in a booth somewhere phoning down to the sidelines to tell him to call these in.
Send it to New York.
He's been on it, man.
Wow, yeah. So, yeah, it's the left pointer finger it is of Clara Ball. And, yeah, I mean, she was late. She's not as tall as the other blocker there, who is Sarah Pierre. You can see her on the left.
Yeah, she's got her by about 4 inches.
Yeah, so Ball just gets, yeah. What a great call. I mean, it seemed like everybody on Syracuse knew it. Hofstra was either didn't know that it had taken a tip-off ball or was trying to play the point. And wow, it doesn't look like it touches the libero there of Kiera Kuko.
Does it also make you cringe when you watch these replays and you see the fingers flying back and bending in such awkward? Doesn't that hurt as a frontline defender?
Well, thankfully for me, I don't have to worry about that problem. I play libero for the club team over here, but definitely some of the wear and tear that I see on some of my teammates' hands, it does make me feel for them a little bit. You'll see a lot of tape on them as the season goes down.
So pending the call, it should be a kill for Raina Hughes, player that didn't play at all last season, won a state title with her high school in her junior year back in 2019, Williamstown High School, that is. She didn't have a senior season in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic, was an all-state performer back in 2019, and I almost wonder if not playing that entire season kind of hurt her in her development and is the reason why she had to take the year off.
I wouldn't be shocked. You know, you lose a lot of time, you lose a lot of opportunities. I mean, if you were to go into a college season with your last point of volleyball, wow, they're keeping that call with Hofstra.
Wow. All right. I guess inconclusive video evidence. Coach Bake, curious about that.
Wow.
I guess he thought differently. And that's a big point for the Pride, who are in great position to force a fourth set.
Yeah, well, I thought in the grand scheme of all the reviews that we've seen this weekend, and we've seen a fair amount with yesterday's game, I thought that was, at least personally, one of the more cut and dry ones.
On the other side, Coach Mansour loves the call. And her team just 3 points away from taking set 3. Very similar to what we saw yesterday when Syracuse played Army. The Orange won the third set to force a fourth. But then we saw the Black Knights come out and command things, close it out. Two-hand flush for Sarah Pierre. That's way too easy for the redshirt senior.
Another overpass. It was actually a very solid receive given where that serve was going. Impressive just to get it up. But yeah, well over the tape. Sarah Pierre, she's too well disciplined and she's too well coordinated at the front line to let that one go.
Give Alves an assist that won't exactly show up in the box score. She'll take this in the box score, though. A service ace for the setter.
It's impressive to me that I don't know what the Syracuse rotation is doing, but 9 times out of 10 you have your libero playing in the back middle on serve reception, but you can see her, she's tucked into the back right playing in the 1 position. It's a very rare lineup for a D1 volleyball program, and she's back in the middle.
Syracuse, the worst serve receive team in the ACC. Shamanova keeps the Orange alive in set number 3 with a kill.
And now Hofstra's at set point. Out of system. And that one, wow, just finds the line.
Pinpoint accuracy from the grad student. She's up to 11 kills today. Her 7th double-digit kill game of the season. Can the Orange go on a late run? They can't. Franco misfires a Twizzler shot that didn't touch the line, and Hofstra takes set 3.